Hello. I just wanted to say that I'm going to talk about my bad experiences with sleeping pills and Seroquel. So, I've been off of everything for 3 years, a little more than 3 years now. And I was put on benzos like for 9 years. And during that, I was also put on other stuff with the benzos. So, like, I was on Ambien for sleep, and then I tried Sonata, and then I was switched to Lunesta, which was like the one that worked the best for me. But they're still really dangerous and really, really bad. I had such bad experiences on all of them. And I even, like, um, I was in a hospital because of Lunesta. But I don't want to talk about that one today. And then the Seroquel, I'm going to talk about that first because I was on Seroquel for sleep. I was on it for like 4 months or less, with benzos. And this was like a few years ago now, like more than 4 years ago. But, I would tell my husband, like, right when I take it, I'm going to think ISIS is coming. Because, like, that's what I always thought. Only with Seroquel. So I would take it, and then I would immediately have these, like, weird visions, like, in my head of, like, ISIS, all of them, just, like, walking down the street toward my house with their flags and everything. Like, I could, like, see them coming. And it was really scary. Like, I knew that I shouldn't think that they were coming, but every time I took the Seroquel, it started, like, every single night. I would have to eat a bunch of Pop-Tarts. My husband would have to bring me Pop-Tarts because I wouldn't be able to see straight. And then he would have to tell me all this stuff about how ISIS isn't really coming, and he would reassure me. But soon after that started happening every night, I was like, I can't really, like, handle this anymore. So I went off of that. And I went back on to Lunesta. So now I'm going to talk about this one night on Ambien before I got married. So this was like 10 years ago, probably. No, it wasn't. It was like 9 years ago. It doesn't matter. So I took Ambien, but I didn't go to sleep. I got on the phone with a guy that I liked at the time, which is a bad idea. To get on the phone or to even call anyone, like, just don't. But, like, I took Ambien and I got on the phone with this guy I liked, and so I just never went to sleep. Ever. Until, like, the next day. Like, the next night. Except, okay, yeah, that's not right. I went to sleep for, like, 2 hours. I forgot about that part somehow. So I got on the phone with this guy I liked. I had candles lit around my room, and he ended up telling me later that I, like, was kind of freaking out, thinking that, like, were pictures on my wall with people's faces, like, jumping out at me. And I didn't have pictures of people's faces on my walls, but with the candles lit and the Ambien, I guess I hallucinated that. And so, yeah, for some reason, this guy talked to me for like 6 hours. I don't know why. I don't remember really what we talked about. Probably just like life, because I didn't know him that well yet. But then we talked for like so long. So anyway, I got off the phone, and I was living with my parents at the time. And so I was like, hey, I did not sleep at all, so I'm going to try to go to sleep. And my mom told me that there was, like, a bad thing that happened in where I lived at the time, like, not that far away. She said this guy let all of his animals go. And I was like, what? What are you talking about? And so I was, like, thinking of, like, farm animals, like cows and stuff, because of where I lived at the time. But she was like, no, it's, like, zoo animals. There's, like, a gorilla on the loose. There's a panther, there's tigers, and like a bear or something. And I was just like, what? Because I was on Ambien and I hadn't gone to sleep yet. So I thought I was imagining that. So I like turned on the news. At the time I watched TV. So I like turned it on, looked at the news, and it was true. Like they were showing pictures of animals that this guy had and saying that they were like on the loose, and I was so freaked out. I didn't even want to go outside that day. A lot of people didn't. So anyway, I went back to sleep for 2 hours, but first I hadn't eaten dinner, so I ate a whole can of cashews, and then I went to sleep. And then I woke up and I couldn't see straight, and I threw up the cashews all over my floor and my own feet and myself, my pajama pants. And I had to call my mom for help because I could not see straight and I like couldn't stand up. So I vaguely remember her coming in there and like helping me clean it up and like vacuuming and telling me to lay down. So that was nice. I think I went back to sleep and I woke up later and it all felt fake, but then it was real. So yeah, that's not like super dangerous or super horrible. But it's still like, why would you want to stay up all night on the phone and throw up cashews? Because I didn't, so I don't want to do that now. That doesn't sound fun. So the other one that I want to talk about today is that when you take too much of it, you can get confused and it can cause you to be not feeling good about life. I don't want to like say too much scary stuff in this video, but yeah, it can make you depressed. It can make you feel like you shouldn't be here anymore. So that's not good. It's really dangerous because of how dangerous the actual pills are. And they give you a whole bottle of them. So it's like really dangerous. They make you very depressed sometimes. So the third thing about Lunesta, again, is that I had this one night where I took it and couldn't go to sleep. And kind of like the Ambien, except it was just different. So I took Lunesta. I had to sleep in my son's room because my husband's parents were in town. And they were getting up to like leave. So it was like 5 a.m. and I had still not gone to sleep. And then I saw this white figure in the room with me. I was on the bottom bunk of a bunk bed. And I looked up and there was just this white alien looking thing, like transparent white alien looking outline. Well, it wasn't just an outline, it was a whole thing, but it like didn't really have like features. It was just kind of like floating there looking at me. Well, not really like looking at me with like eyes, but like it knew I was there, or it was definitely like trying to tell me something. And it was really scary, and I felt like I couldn't move, so I called my husband. I finally like was able to like just call him, and I looked up and he was still there. So he came in to comfort me, but I like couldn't explain what was going on, so I didn't tell him about the white figure yet. And as he was kneeling there by the bed holding my hands, there was this black figure behind him, and it really scared me. It had like, it appeared to, or I perceived it to have some kind of red eyes and some teeth, like some white teeth, but it's really hard to explain. But this black figure was like right behind my husband, and every time I would like jump because it was just like really close to him, right behind him, almost like, just like he was like pressed up against the back of him almost, just like peering over his shoulder at me. And there was nothing there. It was just that's what I thought was there. I thought there was this spirit, like this scary demon looking thing. So finally my husband said, why do you keep, what are you afraid of or something? And I said, there's like a figure behind you, like there's something there, there's something over there too, and they just keep telling me things. And I don't want to say what they were saying, it was more like a telepathic, like, like, um, I don't know what word it is, but like putting thoughts into my mind, suggesting things. And so I told my husband, like, they're in here, like, they won't go away, and like it's really scary, and they're like telling me stuff that's really scary. They're like putting these like thoughts. I didn't say all this that night, but I was like, they're telling me scary things or something. I don't remember what I said. He says I never told him anything, so I remember trying to explain it to him, and he says I didn't, so maybe I didn't. I don't know. I remember wanting to, so I guess he sang Jesus Loves Me or something like that, or we sang it together and prayed. He prayed for me or something, and I guess that made it okay for me. I don't know how medicines work, but I went to sleep, and yeah, a few months later, I was in the hospital, and I went off of sleeping pills forever. And that was, when I went off, that was 4 years ago. So I've been off of sleeping pills for 4 years. So yeah, if you absolutely have to take a sleeping pill, my suggestion would be get in bed, have the lights off, don't have your phone, don't have candles, don't have a nightlight, and literally take it when you're ready to go to sleep. And then close your eyes and go to sleep. Like, don't talk to anyone, don't look at anything, don't look at any lights. And yeah, that's all. That's pretty much it.